Mic over to Andrew.
Hi friends, hi family. How's everyone doing today? Wonderful. Jenny and I wanted to make sure that everyone had drinks and glasses with everyone right now. I mean, it's a toast, so you want to make sure that you have a drink present. Jenny, can we need our glasses? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Excellent. I think this will do. Okay. Can we have a drink too? Thank you very much. Okay, good. You gotta be prepared for the toasting, you know, it's very important, you know. For those of you that don't know, my name is Andrew Keys. I am Bryan's older brother. Parents did that on purpose, you know. I'm Andrew, he's Bryan, it's an alphabetical order. We didn't want to get anyone confused. Alright, good job. You just opened up with a funny joke. That's the same joke that the whole family has told their entire lives. Okay, that's it. It's an old school joke. Everyone knows that one. You're blowing it. You're blowing it. Sorry. First of all, I just want to say thank you real quick to Terry and David. Oh, God, you nailed the names. You wrote it down. Oh man, God. I mean, I know they just recently became part of the family. I just want to make sure you're right, but you think you did a good job. Okay, good. You guys honestly did an amazing. The wedding's perfect. Like, I mean, I think we can all agree on that, right? Seriously. Everything's so beautiful, like, everything's amazing. You know, I'm just glad I was allowed to do it because I'm sure David, he ran a background check on me before this. Okay, I got some laughs. Okay, we're doing fine here. Everything's good. Oh man, okay, all right, cool. All right, I want to say thank you real quick to Jenny. Like, seriously, she's a pro. I mean, everyone knows Kathleen's, you know, amazing with, you know, planning and making sure everything's amazing, but her second in command, please give it up for her, Jenny, real quick. She's amazing, seriously. Like, none of this really would have been, you know, if she wasn't up here with her. She's dating an amazing guy named Miguel, which really, he right there makes me realize that I can one day find an amazing woman like that, okay? No, that was a terrible, that joke was a slight at Miguel. I didn't mean to do that to them, okay? That was not. Oh man, you're ostracizing the other best man in the group. Like, what are you doing, Corey? All right. I want to say real quick thank you to Mom and Dad. My mother and father, Tanya and Matthew Keys. There's lots of mother and dads. Thank you. You know, without them, me and Bryan wouldn't be here, and without their American Express card, none of this would be here, am I right? That didn't get as many laughs as I wanted. Like, that was not good. What is it? You're blowing it. That was all the humor I had for the beginning of the thing. Honestly, from now on, I just wanted, I've rethought what I wanted to say about 17 times. I want to get all the thank yous out of the way, but I wanted to tell a story about me and my brother, Bryan. This is not really like a funny story. There's not really an interesting thing to the end of it at all. This is just for him. You said a lot yesterday in front of everyone, which, by the way, who gives presents to groomsmen at their wedding? What is that? I appreciate it. You know me, I love gifts, but come on. Like, thank you, exactly. We were, and I'm going to tell the story with little date context. This is just for you and me, but it's in front of everyone else that we've ever known our entire lives, and a bunch of new family members that are just getting to know us right now. But we were little one day, and it was the winter in Virginia, and it was snowing very, very hard. And we were young, too young to be making any adult decisions for ourselves, but however, who can say that now? It was snowing really hard. There wasn't a lot of snacks in the house, and if you know me and Bryan, we do enjoy eating from time to time, as people do. And you and me decided, all right, we're going to go to 7-Eleven.
Oh, God, I know the story.
We were very young, way too young to be journeying 2 miles in the snow No car, no adult supervision, no anything, just me and him. And we got clothes on, we bundled up, we put on a lot of layers, and we grabbed a little sled. And Mom and Dad said, "What the hell are you two doing?" And we didn't care when we left the house because we were on a mission. And we took 2 hours to journey all the way to 7-Eleven, and we spent $20, which was all the money that you and me both had picked together from quarters that we found in our bedroom that we shared together. And we bought every dessert and snack that you could ever imagine in the history of time. We loaded that sled on it. And we walked all the way back home through the snow, through 2 feet of snow, both ways, uphill. And we did it together. And I remember turning and looking at you and saying, "This is the best day of my life." Little did I know that that was one of the first adventures that we would have throughout our lives. And today is just another one of those adventures. And I want to tell you very much in front of everyone how much I love you, because we, as kids, always talked about the fact that we wish we would have had a sister. It would have been really, really nice if Mom and Dad would have had another child and we would have had a sister, because we always had so much fun together. And we wish we had someone else to share it with. And I want to say thank you for picking such an amazing woman that I can now call my sister. So Watson, as I've always called you, because you are Watson in my life, and you've always been Watson, not Kathleen, not Katie, not Watson. You are no longer Watson anymore, you are my sister. And I want to say thanks, sis, for this amazing day, and I want to say thank you, brother, for being an amazing brother. Everyone, raise your glasses. Happy couple. Love you guys very, very much. Cheers. Bam, top that.
Good job, Andrew. I don't know how I'm going to top that. All right, well, I'm actually not that nervous tonight, because who could really be nervous after doing what I did today? What did you guys think? How did it turn out? Good? All right, so I memorized all the lyrics to that song, so I guess that means I'm off the hook for memorizing my speech, right? Right? Okay, so I'm going to set down my glass, my ginormous glass. No, I'm going to do that again. All right, so I have my whole speech on my phone. I'm going to try really hard not to read the entire thing. Whoa, I guess I should stay next to the microphone. I'm going to try not to read the entire thing. I'm going to make eye contact. That's what I read online, what to do. So. All right. Oh, hello, everyone. Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jenny Watson. I'm Katie's sister and maid of honor. All right, where am I? Okay. You all may remember me as the angelic voice that appeared ever so abruptly today during the ceremony. Right. Okay, so first off, I'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight. Whether you live right down the street or across the country. Wow, my hand is shaking and I can tell right now when I'm reading it. All right, so I guess I am kind of nervous, sorry. Okay, so bear with me. Wow, I'm really shaking. Okay, all right. Okay, so whether you live right down the street or across the country, I know it means so much to Katie and Bryan that you're here today celebrating with them. I'd also like to thank my mom and dad for hosting such an awesome event this evening. Let's give them a hand. I also want to thank you, Katie and Bryan, for allowing me to be your maid of honor, and also for picking such great bridesmaids and groomsmen, because I've had so much fun this past year getting to know them. You guys are awesome, all of you out there. Yep. Okay, so looking back when Katie got engaged, she didn't officially ask me to be her maid of honor until a few months after getting engaged. I think it was almost like 5 months or 6 months or something. But that's normal. That's normal. So she had a really cute way of asking all of us to be her bridesmaids. It involved a bottle of wine and a pretty necklace and everything. But anyway, I kind of assumed the role the day that I knew a wedding was on the horizon. I didn't wait for the official asking of the bridesmaids brunch at her house. because growing up, we always talked about how cool it was that we had a sister, which meant we had an automatic maid of honor. It was just one sister, too, so it's not like we had to choose from. We could have had multiple maids of honor, but anyway, we thought that was so cool. So what I'm trying to say is, Katie, I hope it was still a given that I was going to be your maid of honor, and I didn't just nudge my way into the position, because it's too late now. No returns. I'm up here, I'm giving my speech, it's kind of late. And I sang for you. So anyway, all right, so on to my speech. So when I started preparing what I was going to say tonight, my first thought was, I just can't believe that my sister is getting married in half an hour. Yeah, that was a little delayed reaction. That was supposed to be really funny. So, that's obviously a joke. I actually wrote that. That's obviously a joke because Katie would kill me. My first thought was actually how exciting it would be to follow my dad and Andrew because they're just such horrible public speakers, so it would just be so easy for me. Anyway, so if you know Katie at all, you know that event planning has always been her passion. Also, you know that she's very organized with just her everyday tasks. She keeps separate to-do lists on her computer, phone, and in her notebook. Then she'll consolidate them into one Excel spreadsheet that you can filter down and sort them. It's so nice, just so nice. And that's just her everyday life. So just picture her in wedding planning mode. It was just so perfect. She made it so easy for me with these lists that you could filter down by person responsible and everything. So yeah, that's how I found out I had to give a speech. So. Anyway, so I'd like to take this opportunity to say that your organization skills have really paid off because this day couldn't have turned out any better. Love you, sis. It's true. So, okay. Okay. So,
I just love everything about Jenny.
So, it says pause for clap, so I really needed to wait for that. So Katie's a year and a half older than me, so it was only natural for her to be the first to go through some of these major life events. She was the first to get her driver's license. She was the first to go on a long road trip, which was a really fun discussion with my dad, former homicide detective, thinking that we're gonna, die on the way there. And that was fun, asking permission for that. So thanks, Dad, for letting us do that. She was the first to leave the house and go to college, first to get her own place away from home, and now she's the first daughter to get married. So thanks all for always paving the way for me, making things go so smoothly for Mom and Dad, because it's just so much easier for me. Thank you. I love you. Okay, so now I want to talk about Bryan a little bit, because that's what Google told me to do. I had to introduce myself, thank the family, and then tell a story about Katie. Now it's Bryan's turn. So now I want to talk about Bryan a little bit. If you know Bryan at all, you know he's quite the jokester. Katie and Bryan actually organized a really cool event when they went to school here at Mary Washington called Ha-Has for Tatas. And you might have seen a picture up there and the words kind of flashed quickly. That was one edit that I probably should have made, making the words last longer because it wasn't very clear. It just looked like you in a bra. Anyway. So it was a stand-up comedy show that raised funds for breast cancer research. That's why I said Ha-Ha for Tatas. So they organized this event for a couple of years and Bryan was the main attraction. So anyway, I hate to disappoint you. I don't really have many knee slappers planned for the night. I can't live up to your talent anyway. So I'd like to share a quote that I found. This is another tip. So I'd like to share a quote that I found that I feel is very appropriate and fitting for your relationship with my sister. Still your section. This is your quote. All right. So my wife is an incredible woman. She's loving and devoted and caring. And don't tell her I said this, but the woman's always right. All right. So those words were spoken by the incredible Chandler Bing. So if you don't know, so Katie and I grew up watching and loving the show Friends, and I think she even got you into it. Yeah, do you love that show? All right.
That's the right answer.
Good. Yeah, even if you don't. So anyway, she always related to Monica Geller herself because of her obsessive qualities and everything. And when she started dating Bryan, she referred to him as her Chandler, and I didn't really understand why. At first, I thought it was because he was a jokester, and Chandler's also a jokester. But then when she said she's my Chandler, or he's my Chandler, that meant she was obviously comparing the relationship to Monica, her relationship with Monica and Chandler's relationship. And anyway, so Bryan, if you always remember that quote and the way he views Monica as an incredible woman that's always right, and apply that towards your own marriage, I can guarantee that you'll have a very happy marriage with Katie. All right, so the last story that I would like to share with you all this evening, it's about a cruise that me and Katie and Bryan, Miguel, went on in 2010 together. So Miguel and I spent a lot of time outside soaking up the sun by the pool, which is probably why we couldn't find Bryan anywhere, because he doesn't really like being out in the sun. So anyway, we finally found them. They were in the casino on the cruise ship. And Katie actually won a lot of money. And she's not really a big gambler, so I was surprised she was in there, but she won a lot of money, which was cool. And I figured it was because you were her good luck charm. So anyway, here's something I put together for you. I actually didn't write this part, so don't look. Okay.
Did she just turn to him and say,
Yeah.
So, since the game that you were playing was roulette, and you won a lot of money from it, I figured, I don't really know what numbers you were playing, but I figured I'd put together a few numbers that mean something to you, and they might help you win later. So 1 is Katie's birth month, 17 is her birthday, 18 is their dating anniversary in October. The 7th is Bryan's birth month, the 9th is his birthday, 11th is their marriage month, 8 is their marriage day. 14 is the date in October that they got engaged, 30 is their apartment number, 5 is the number of years they've been dating, 10 is the month of their dating anniversary, and then I'll go into the other part later. So those are all numbers that I recommend that you play for roulette next time. I don't really know if they're lucky, they just kind of mean something to you guys. But if you play $5 chips on all of those numbers, and you put a $1 chip on an odd, an even, a red, and a black, I did this math, it took a really long time actually. I thought about printing out the spreadsheet to show you that it actually does add up, which I have, I'll email it to you. Everything adds up to 2014, and that's the date that you got married, so the year that you got married. And you only have to spend $77 to play all those numbers, but you'll have to play them separately anyway, the way that roulette works. So, since I don't know really if the numbers are lucky or not, I guess you'll just have to figure that out, because I bought you a lottery ticket with all of them. So. And then if they work, then you can actually use them. Woo! Right, I know that was kind of cheesy, but I learned that I had to do something creative. So. I didn't write that. Okay. So, actually I do need to ad-lib here because I really did think that my dad was going to tell this story. It's really funny. So anytime that Katie and I would get into a huge argument when we were growing up, and it didn't happen that often, but when we were really little, we needed to be punished for it. So we were yelling at each other. I don't even know what happened, but he made us, my dad, so the way that he wanted to punish us was to put us out on the front lawn and hug each other for like an hour. Well, no, he would say it would be for an hour, but only for like 5 minutes, because then we'd start laughing really hard, and then he knew that it just wasn't working, so. So now, since I thought he was going to tell that story, here's my closing. So I'd like to wrap it up by saying, Katie, there's no one else in the world that I would rather be stuck hugging on the front lawn in front of all the neighbors. And Bryan, there's no one else in the world that I would rather listen to jokes from at family gatherings for the rest of my life. You two are made for each other, and I couldn't be more happy for you. So if I could all ask you to raise your glasses, and I need to get my... All right, is it back on? Okay. So I'd like to ask you all to raise your glasses to the happy couple. May you live a long and happy life and your love never fade. I love you both. And let's drink. Woo!
Cheers. Oh, God.
Face blue in the face like John Jones. I'm making the cake, so let's make it. I'm taking the game's mine. Yeah, I'm looking to change, it's my time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but y'all might want to say you ain't traps, they like saving time. I can dance all day, I'm two-step.
On the count of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh!
I'm a pro, make you bend your back low, then the pound of real bad, you like the purple. Wobble, baby, 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 wobble.
Bye.